Hello! Hello, hello, hello. I am about to start in on my poetry reading. I think everything is working so far. Um, yes, okay, I see that at least a couple people are joining in. Let me see. So, hello, everyone. I'm hoping that I won't have any technical glitches. I'm not a super tech savvy millennial, so fingers crossed that this works out. A special shout out to my high school principal, Mr. Goodwin, who gave me the suggestion to do this today. Thanks, Mr. Goodwin, and thanks for the support. And thank you to all of my friends who've reached out with words of encouragement or words of support. Thank you for sharing my posts and inviting other people to join in from your other groups. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I'm grateful that you're taking time out of your day to be with me. I hope you and your loved ones are staying safe and well. I hope that you're finding opportunities to take time to rest and heal and try new things, but hopefully indoorsy things because, social distance, it's important. I know we're living in uncertain times right now, and so much of what we assumed would be is no longer. So I wanted to take some time and share some positivity. I'll be reading from my books, One Whole World and 100 Over 4, which you can find on both Amazon and Kindle. Also, if money's tight right now and you can't purchase them, but you would like to read them, please send me an email at freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com. Once again, that's freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to send them to you. No questions asked. My intention is to focus on the more hopeful and humorous poems, but I've thrown in a couple of dramatic ones just to keep you interested. And whether you're laughing with me or at me, that's your choice, but at least you're laughing. So I'll go ahead and get started with my first book, 100 Over 4. Or no, I'm sorry, One Whole World. I can't read. I guess the beauty of giving is that you now have more room to let someone else in. You have to give something to get something. A trading of souls, a shared existence. We are all small parts of one whole. Difficulty isn't defined by the observer, it's determined by the doer. Defeat isn't something that overpowers you, it's something you overcome. It propels you forward so that when the world says you can't, you have earned the right to say, I can. Happiness, bright, yellow, buoyant, like a balloon floating up to the sky. So often the world is gray, tedious, mediocre. Why not let a little light shine through? Be happy that happy exists. If not for you, then for your friends too. Happiness shared is the best. I know you're lurking in the shadows. I sense you oozing near, anticipating my return to you. I cringe at the sound of your too familiar, sinister, seductive voice. Like an ancient plague, I can't rid you except for some divine intervention. You terrify me. You reduce me. Numbness settles in like poorly administered anesthesia. I hope that it dulls the ache, but actually it holds me in captivity, powerless to the pain. I am tethered to you, my greatest enemy, my inner demon, my darkest thought. I'll never escape this forceful foe, this mental trap that I myself have set. I wove this web, and I knew where I would falter, losing my balance, plummeting toward the abyss, with only a tiny tether to hold me from going under. Will it last long enough for me to regain my balance? Is it strong enough for me to once again survive? I think eventually it will become too worn, the path too well trodden, and I will fall into a deep, peaceful slumber, and I will dream wonderful, beautiful things, and I will run far and fast and free, while you slink back into the shadows, never to be seen again. I can conquer you, but only if I admit I need a helping hand to pull me up, steady my course, banish this brute, then to remember, I am alone. I am not alone. I am loved. I am enough. Keep your distance, because I will fight fiercely as I learn to love myself unconditionally. Keep going. When it gets too hard and you just want to stop, keep going. When you're so tired and you just want to drop, keep going. Keep going when everything is wrong and you're falling apart. Keep going when you've fallen down and broken your heart. Keep going when everything builds up and you fear you're not enough. Keep going when you realize your journey is going to be rough. Keep going. It takes time. There are good days and bad, but remember, you are, you can, you will. It's almost your time to shine. Keep going. Speak up. Even when you can't admit there's a problem, speak up. Even when you can't find the words to explain how you feel, speak up. Even when you feel like no one listens or cares to hear, speak up. Speak true. Tell us about you and learn to return the favor. Goosebumps. Goosebumps are a sign that you're moving in the right direction, a reminder that you are part of a continuum, existing in this moment, but also beyond in boundless possibilities and omnipresent ways. You've been here before, you'll be here again. There's mathematics behind this equation that we will never understand, except that the result is goosebumps. Leap of faith. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Don't think about the rocks at the bottom. Don't think about what can go wrong. Jump without fear of falling. Think about the joy of learning how to fly. Faith exists as a boundary only for those who are too afraid to change it. Or is it I who is too afraid to accept the things that are out of my control? I have an insatiable hunger for words, for meaning, for truth. Surely we aren't all stumbling about without a reason for our existence. There must be as many reasons as there are stars. When you look up, choose the one you're going to shoot for, the reason for your existence. Rest, recharge, recuperate. If not for your own well-being, then for the sake of those you lash out against, being too tired to think of consequences. Overworked and irritable, exhaustion is not a medal of honor. Taking time for yourself is not a badge of shame. If I hurt you, I hope you can forgive me more than I can ever forgive myself. When I hurt you, I hope you remember my warning that I am imperfect and prone to mistakes. Too many questions yearning for an answer. Life isn't a test of pen and paper, but a quest to find your place in the puzzle. You may think you fit in several different spaces, but no matter how hard you try to squeeze into these rigid boundaries, it is not where you belong. Have faith. One day you will find the part you complete and call it home. It's only a minute, but those moments add up to hours, days, years. A life is a multitude of minutes. Cherish the time. Don't squander your life away with excuses. Time once spent can't be returned. It is a gift given in segments, and each is as rare as a snowflake. It too will eventually liquefy into the next. Why keep skeletons buried in your closet where they will be found? You should have buried them deep in the dirt, far in the woods, when no one was around. Self-preservation comes in many forms, and it stems from a tree of hurting. We put on our masks, we put on our bark like masks that we only shed as soon as we're discovered. Our old masks can still be seen. Cut us open, count our rings. We have a thicker, harder wall. This year will hold a little less pain. Radiate kindness instead of judgment. Flowers only bloom in the bright light of empathy and acknowledgement. Your rough exterior may scare others away, but it feels familiar to me. Touch my cheek to yours, and we'll smooth our hard edges. Wear down these sharp walls. Join forces. Stretch your branches. Envelop your neighbor. Together, we're safer. Stretching allows our bodies to continue to take shape rather than harden into rigidity. It keeps us from becoming stone. It separates us from the statues. Is it normal for a back to hurt all the time? Or am I struggling with the weight of the world on my young shoulders? This hunger to be more than I am pervades my every pore, yearning to stretch and grow, making me ache from stretching for something I can't quite reach. I fear my arms will break from the exertion of continually reaching with as much force as I can muster. Perhaps my back is hurting from the wings that have sprouted, unfurling in opposition, keeping me in balance, and energizing my inner struggle. One day, I'll triumph in winged victory. Pliable. Our minds molded, our bodies formed, our lives take shape due to the strong hands of others. However, our clay was not baked in a kiln. We can still reform as need be. I miss twirling so fast that you didn't know what realm you'd entered. I miss playing in the twilight as the June bugs scurried and the wind rustled through. I miss imaginings, playing games, running wild. If only we could give ourselves room to explore the world through our former eyes, simpler times, and open minds. Little. How sweet to not sweat the big things when you're protected and loved and small. You don't realize that the future is big and scary. Enjoy being tiny, sheltered, and naive. Once you're big, the hungry world lies in wait to swallow you whole. Autumn. Gray skies, smooth jazz, a hot caffeinated drink. Some think fall is when we begin to wind down, and spring is the season for rebirth. I must be like Sweetalism, Celosia, or Russian sage, because on the onset of fall, I suddenly feel alive. The next breezy months will bring newfound clarity and invigorate my purpose. It's important to note the times that you truly thrive, reap the harvest, and store the excess to help you survive through the barren times. I know this energy can't sustain the entire year, but this surge will power me through until my dear friend comes again. Autumn, how I've missed you and all the things you bring out in me. Here's a funny one for you guys. I think farts are funny. Some might say that something so lewd doesn't belong in a book of poems, but I think something so human doesn't need to be repressed. I think the fact that natural bodily functions and impulses are considered taboo only adds to the irony. Let's break the silence. Let's talk about what's natural. The end. It's not really the end, that's just this poem. The end. It's exciting to finish what you began, what seems like eons ago. Things have changed. You are not the same as you were when you started your journey. Endings are also melancholy, as you have to say goodbye to the bridge between today and yesterday. You won't be able to cross back. You bid farewell to the person you once were to get ready for the next iteration. Eventually, you'll leave that behind too. It's the cynical cycle of life. All things come to an end. Your next chapter may be a great triumph or a bitter defeat. It may bring sunny skies or a tumultuous storm that shakes you to your core, redefines your very being, redirects your life, and decimates what you thought you knew. Endings can still be a blessing, instilling hope for a chance to start again, to sojourn another journey. Another adventure awaits. Let's begin again. Allow an unknown force to take hold and lead you to the next encounter, to close the cover on what's familiar, known, loved, to move on to what comes next. Scary, alien, futuristic. The winds of change are blowing, but where will you go? What's on your horizon? If you don't like what you see, then find another view, one where you can relinquish your security and run blindly into the next race, whether it's a marathon to the moon or a sprint through the storm. The only certainty is this: if you cling on to the end, you waste so many beautiful beginnings. Embrace the opportunity to let go and enjoy the sunrise, bright and brimming with potential. The day is ready to usher you forth. Night will fall again, and until then, live every moment. Enjoy being awake. So those are the selections I have pulled from One Whole World, which was my first poetry book. Again, it's available on Amazon and Kindle, or you can send me an email at freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com, freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send you free PDF copies of them, no questions asked. Thank you again for tuning in with me today. I'm so honored by all of your lovely comments and just your presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to move on to my second book now, 100 Over 4. And yeah, thank you again. You can still find her, nestled in the moss. There, that's her, crisp white blouse peeking through the undergrowth, like the light of knowledge casting out the shadows of doubt. Virginal beauty encased in a natural cage, like Ophelia in her watery grave. It was not the loss of innocence that ended her life, but the inability to properly grieve. Any form of loss can be a shock. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to search, allow yourself to find what's lurking underneath a serene surface. Comfort is a deceitful device, telling you things are just fine the way they are. Don't think too much or dream too big. You're safe right here. Don't ask what if. Stop questioning when. Forget about the clock steadily ticking by. Forget those scary dreams. It's safer not to try. Hibernate. In the soft, billowing bedding, allow your muscles to release. Breathe deep, your chest expands. Breathe, melt into the mattress. Blank. Allow your mind to take in whatever it wants to process. Dream big, replenishing dreams. Awake with energy and purpose. Go forth. The gaping maw of the whale, looming like a thick black sky, sucked me in with krill and water, and down I fell into the depths of its slippery, baleen jaw. I tumbled further inward. I fumbled further downward, until I landed in the darkness and found comfort in the warmth. I could hear it faintly singing, happy with its belly full. Then I realized, here I was again. This would soon be my demise. I didn't want to disappoint or cause harm or dismay. I only wanted to make him happy. And now I would die this way. Rainy days. Rainy days remind me of soccer games, wet grass stuck to my bare legs and mud clinging to my cleats, the wind blowing through my sweaty hair pinned back with a scrunchie to match the color of my jersey, a synthetic green and smelly, because I forgot to put it in the wash. Whistle blows, players run off the field, time to sit and take a break, chug some water, snacks get passed around. Orange slices, those tangy, sweet delights, after running myself to exhaustion, give me a burst of energy as my teeth rip through the membrane. Time's up. Hustle back out there. Guard your goals. Get ready for the offense. I look down and see bruised knees from poorly placed kicks or tripping over my own 2 feet, an often occurrence due to my gangly limbs, struggling to find balance while they stretch too quickly for my mind to find equilibrium. Proof that I was in fact growing up. No. No is the most important word we learn. Setting boundaries so that we don't fan out like blobs of goo. Learning to respect our health and sense of self so that we can give others the same kindness. The next time you hear a child proclaiming a steadfast, heartfelt no, listen. They're learning a lesson that so many of us have forgotten. I hope when you feel the urge to say no, that you find the strength to do so. I hope you feel that primal impulse bubble up from your core, speaking straight from your soul. No, no, no. Your life is yours alone. Listen to your inner child and encourage them to speak out against injustice or discomfort. Take up space. Practice defining boundaries. Arms wide, legs spread, throat exposed. Decline with your whole body. Your whole essence shines forth and shouts, no. You can't fix anyone. But who said we were broken to begin? We hurt as victim and aggressor. We are a chaotic species balancing amid torrents of duplicitous impulses. Pain is our only constant. Change our only hope. We weren't looking to be fixed, but freed from the feeling of being broken. I was a wild child, running amok with tangled hair, dirt on my knees, scrapes on my elbows, and the taste of cotton candy clouds on my lips. I wasn't afraid of the magnitude of my imaginings. I found a way to fulfill them. I trusted my ability to dream. I never doubted my ability to create. Have you seen her? I'm looking for my wild child. Do you know where she's run off to? And how in the world do I bring her back home to my heart? I'm the type of woman who drives men mad. That's what people say. The vixen who vexes, the killer ice queen who eats hearts with her afternoon tea. But if you ask me, I disagree. These men are the ones who are mad. They decided that I was a trophy to win, something shiny to triumph in their dragon's den. They desired to possess, retain, and oppress. They thought I owed them because they thought they owned me. You see, they were mad from the start. When you try to take me, break me, or make me into a subservient dream, I may look the part, but right from the start, I'll change courses like a rapid stream, with a winsome smile and a flash of my knife, blood and honey in chamomile tea. Healing takes time. Sometimes you can't find the micro tears in your mind or the transparent bruising on your body. Tiny words or actions build up to something bigger. Don't judge yourself for questioning your emotions. Allow yourself to trust the inner workings of being. It's important to get excited about the little things, the teeny, seemingly insignificant details, like doing laundry, clean slate, hangers up, fresh start, fresh scent. Let's try once again. Or making a meal, cut and dice, bake and serve, oven off, nourish and enjoy. Give yourself some credit. It's hard being human. My grandpa always said, it'll feel better when it quits hurtin'. No matter how big the sorrow or how consuming the pain, there will be relief tomorrow when you come out of the rain. Through the sleepless, starless night and the scalding, fluorescent day, there is some hope just out of sight at the moment when black turns gray. Slowly and surely it ceases, surely yet slowly it eases, and solace is found in the wording. It'll feel better when it quits hurting. He just wants to chase the butterflies. Who could blame him? So colorful and free, lithely treading the winds between worlds. Take me too, where I can fly among you, off to a world where I can never grow up. The oppressive blackness of the sky, all blank and imposing, with no twinkling lights of respite. I begin to feel as insignificant as the stars. They used to have stories and 10,000 different names. Now they shine on, unknown, unfelt, unremembered. Who knows if they're even out there anymore, or if they exploded into inexistence a millennia before when no one was looking. You never know what you miss or the depths of longing for what you've lost until what you've taken for granted ceases to exist. Look backwards through time, simple, serene, everything unique, made in mysterious ways. Man tried to play God like a child trying on its parents' shoes. The joke is on us. We weren't enough, too filled with lust and greed. We took and took, thinking there'd be more, but alas, we stole too much. I wish I could jump through that golden frame and warn us what we are coming to. No one would have listened. Why would they? No one listens now, and I just have an inflated sense of self. Paradise lost, but what have we found? Chasing a white rabbit down a deep, dark hole, blue skirt upended to hide your ruddied cheeks. Can you see through the smoke and the madness to realize this chaos is of your creation? You're here with creatures who crawl, calling them friends. Your ego's inflated, 10 feet tall. I can't watch you hit rock bottom again. I've swam through your tears. It's taken me years. Please don't play this game of hearts again. Do you know what you could accomplish if you stopped hiding there? If you finally let someone in for tea and crumpets and stories? There's friends here in the sunshine. There's friends here above the ground. You don't need to keep sinking, longing to be found. We're here. We're near. Come back. Don't make us chase you down. Now I'm starting to feel like Alice. Little white rabbit, where are you going? I'm a game to you that I must learn to play before I can change the rules. You have your secret chutes and ladders. Sometimes you lift me up and applaud me for who I am. Other times you send me down, you push me back into another time, one where women were not trying to take control. You stay on your squares of black and I'll stay in my cage of pure white. You think I'm just a pawn, but I have every intention of finding my power as queen. Then I'll come after you. Why don't you check, mate? You thought I'd play without questioning this playground which is slanted in your direction? You cheat. I play the long game. Steal as many of my pieces as you need to feel whole. Knock me back down the hole. You think I won't continue to climb? You can make me into a dragon, but to me, you're a windmill. You go whatever direction the winds take you, but change is on the horizon. If you think that you'll continue to hold court without any consequences, then you'll lose more than just the money you've placed in the center. I really enjoy writing poems. I truly enjoy it a lot. It's just that the problem with poems is crafting an original thought. How many times must we hash out the tired and same old themes? How many times must we lash out towards emotions in the extremes? As I rattle off my rambling thoughts, I fear they've been expressed before. I try to pen a few poignant lines in case you can stomach one more. Many more words have been spoken by those who have passed the test. And I can't disagree, for sure. You can see they eloquently put it best. Still, I just can't quiet the voices. I plug along with a heavy sigh. It's better to start somewhere. I owe it to myself to try. You've got blood in your boots. You've got grit in your lungs. You've got words in your head that don't make it past your tongue. You've got fire in your belly and ice around your heart. You think you're immune to pain, but you're really just playing a part. You've got to pass the pitches like a wild, untamed mare. You went through life proclaiming that this whole world just ain't fair. Maybe you're right in believing that the world is cruel and untrue, but have you ever stopped to wonder what more you could possibly do? Perhaps you were dealt only deuces. Perhaps the gods just wanted a laugh. You can keep telling this tale, but we both know it's only half. You can pick and choose your battles, and you know what's wrong from right. You can let your demons destroy you, or you can turn around and fight. You've got so much at stake here, and you've just tucked tail to run. You've got your future on the table, and empty chambers in your gun. Come on in and place your bets. Grab a drink and cool your heels. If you don't clean up soon, kid, you'll be carted off on coroner's wheels. My car is an old soul, without a lot of miles. It was passed from my great-grandma, to my grandma, to my mom, to me, like some tangible proof of our lineage. The interior is worn, the exterior bruised. I've gotten into some scrapes, but ultimately survived. No matter how many times it slipped or tripped or idled, it keeps on plugging along. Sometimes the AC sputters out, and I know the feeling. Sometimes you need to catch your breath. Maneuvering it is a second nature. It responds to my touch like a well-trained mare, if not a little slow on the giddy-up. I've seen lots of people yell at my car, angry men who thought their space and time were more valuable than my humble little mode of transportation. I can't pledge innocence for my vehicle. It has faults of its own. Squirrels have died under its tread. Dogs have luckily narrowly escaped. We go too fast sometimes. We've bendered a few fenders. But day by day, it sees me through. I can trust I'll get where I need to. Art is the most natural form of human expression. It is our first impulse, bouncing, singing, painting, our way of letting the world know we're happy to be alive. As we grow, we expand our talents and further communicate how we experience the rest of our existence. Losing touch with our creative center is a fate worse than death. Stifling our inner child, no longer conveying our understanding of the world and what is happening to us. No wonder we have so many conflicts and so many issues that seem unsolvable. We don't have a voice to discover solutions, only a reptilian left brain instinct scientifically stating that we have a problem. People ask me for my plans. What are you going to do? What's going to happen to you? Can you bear the honest truth? I plan to get my heart broken more times than I would want. I plan to get rejected more times than I could count. I plan to grin and bear it more times than I should have to. I plan to have dark days. I plan to have sleepless nights. I plan to have too much to do and days that don't seem right. I plan to forget the details. I plan to say all the wrong things. I plan to make mistakes and hope even so forgiveness rings. I plan to heal my mind, body, and soul. I'm expected the unexpected. Life takes you by surprise. I'm believing the unbelievable. I find it to be wise. Whatever the outcome will be, no matter what lies ahead, I'm planning to figure it out, learn, grow, and forgive. I've done it all before, and I can do it all again. I know it won't be easy, but I also know, my friend, with life, I know I'm winning, as long as mine doesn't end. To be vulnerable is to be human. To fall down and get hurt is natural. We do it as children as we're learning to walk. We look to our protectors to define our pain. We need them to tell us that we are okay. We forget this as we grow. We look in instead of out, and it seems too big to face. We feel alone. We feel afraid. We feel forgotten. If only when we fall, we could still look around and be told, "You're okay." Our bodies get bigger, but our minds are still the same. I talk with my hands because my mouth doesn't move at the same rate as my imagination. And I haven't learned the words to convey the big ideas that I'm trying to explain. Thoughts that can't be contained by simple expression, but make me move out of the sheer excitement of creating something beyond myself. What's the point if it all ends in fire and failure, if all the work, sweat, and tears leads to emptier pockets and emptier years? What's the point in struggling and trying to make people see? How do we make the world a better place if no one cares to be better themselves? Life is struggle. There's no guarantees. There's no easy path. You can only breathe, fight through your fears, and hope that tomorrow may have moments that remind you you're not alone. Everyone struggles and fears and cries. We all wonder, what's the point? Why do we even bother? We're all overwhelmed and consumed by details in which we have no control. We have more questions than answers, more failures than success, more problems than solutions. You have to keep treading with your head above water. You have to keep trying or else you drown. What's the point? The point is to continue to live for one more kiss or laugh or smile. The point is to find the silver lining that guides you through your gray days and the thunderstorms. The point is to keep going because the world keeps spinning, time keeps passing, and choices are made. You can't pause or stop or rewind. You can only play. What are you waiting for? An invitation, a silver platter, an open door? If you come seeking permission, you'll be left wanting more. There's no cryptic password, no secret knock or mystic puzzle. There's no map that's been lost in the sands of time or folded into a seabed with a ship that struck aground. There's no gatekeeper waiting for you to politely inquire, please. You will never get there, no matter how many miles, how many sleepless nights, how many hours you accrue. The only way to find your way is to just simply do. Don't you remember that age when you fell down only to jump back up, brush off your knees, and keep going? You didn't know what would happen next. You only knew how to run with your friends and adventure through any unexpected circumstance because another game to play. Any unexpected circumstance became another game to play. Imagine what could be if we all still played pretend, helping each other up when we inevitably fall. Why can't we acknowledge we are trying to grow? But at the end of the day, we are still children, fumbling around the playground in a twilight world full of shadow monsters and tripping hazards. It's a world that doesn't make sense, except in our imaginations. Eventually, the fear of never trying at all drowns out the fear of failure. One day, you must lift up the mooring, allow your sails to unfurl, take your place at the helm, become the captain you're captivated by. Stop telling yourself never or can't or why. Start with 1 foot forward. Brace yourself for what comes next. There's sure to be storms and scary sea beasties. Unknown horrors lie ahead. There's a chance you will not make it to that safe and harbored shore. There's a chance you'll be lost forever, and your legacy will be nevermore. You must embrace the voyage and the perilous plights that lie ahead. Just think of that glorious sunset, vibrant with hues of red. A promise that each passing morrow will take you closer to the treasure you seek. But much like the mountain climber, you're only halfway when you reach the peak. What goes up must come back down as the tides go out and in. There's a heartbeat that surrounds you, guiding you home again. And if Odysseus could make the trek with his ancient nautical tools, I know you can sojourn the journey, even when surrounded by fools. And when they ask you as you lie on your deathbed, was it worth all the storms and the strife? You can tell them your grandest adventure was a fearlessly well-lived life. Marked by ink, marred by paint, bruised with lead strokes, I'm a creator, can't you see? A new and different breed, with spots and dots on my hands, arms, and knees. You could call them battle scars from where I fought to exist outside of my mind, or maybe, more accurately, stretch marks for where I pushed myself outside of my bounds. Whatever words you choose to use, I hope you realize the important role you play as audience. Without you, I'm alone, me and my medium in an isolated void. Without your understanding, kindness, and love, I'm like a small child who hasn't learned how to exist by the rules of polite society. With you, I am complete. Thank you for allowing me to exist in my entirety. And thank you again for tuning in today. I so appreciate your time. I think there's a way for me to save this too. So if you missed part of it for whatever reason, I think you can watch it later. Again, both my books, 100 Over 4 and One Whole World, 100 Over 4, One Whole World, are available on Amazon and Kindle. But you can also send me an email, freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com. Once again, freepoemsfromtheheart@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to send you a free PDF copy of both books, no questions asked. Thank you again for sharing your time with me today. Stay home, stay safe, drink plenty of water, and enjoy the opportunity of this time to rest and heal and try new things. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day. I don't know how to end this now. Choose if you want to